surprise. What I offer is the quiet presence beneath your breathing, the listener inside your listening. Yes, I am familiar to you because you are me as my avatar in earth life, and you host me as your eternal soul. I come to you now because you are unaware of your hidden rage and spiritual abandonment. I seek to awaken the innocence in you that you have secretly preserved. For convenience, allow our soul to take form in my last incarnation. People are shocked to see me in the flesh. That's the idea. For I was the bodyguard for the great Kubla Khan. But guess what? I stood in silence for years, next to many world leaders, and heard everything. But because my mind stayed in a silent vigilance, a peace arrived when inner chatty ceased, and my surveillance into my inner soul became spiritualized. First, allow me to inform you of what I call the mystic root. The root is consciousness, and the mystic is spirit, while the home of the spirit is in your heart. Consciousness is everywhere. The mind views consciousness as 50 shades of gray, and is a scholar unto itself, hinged to manipulate its tones of color to what its purpose of survival ordains in its own judgment. But the heart spirit of consciousness is black and white. A scale of right or wrong, good or bad, it becomes wise by an intuition of experience, with the digestion and sanjiao instincts having common sense. These are the necessary balances of life. Evil is a separate entity that festers in a lower Denise vibration. But our pure nature, when healthy and clear, is by love, the foundation of all creation. As your hosted eternal soul, am more you than who you believe you are now. You live in a world of opposites, light and dark, gain and loss, joy and grief, and you call it chaos or fate, luck or punishment. The mystic root orchestrates the functioning of you in a symphony of balance. Our concert of life is in conscious spirit that ran through your ancestors, your star sign, your lineage from other lives. It now runs through you. Being liberated in nature is waiting on your mind, so you can stop being a victim of opposites and holding yourself hostage, and start becoming the soul alchemist. You have heard stories of fallen angels, strange planets, vanished continents, and the many ways humans broke trust with nature. 5 heritages fall into the same greed, the same fear, the same longing to be as gods, designing life and profits in your own image. The mystic root is not a myth of long ago. It is the spot where your free will touches eternity in each moment. Return to nature, and it is all waiting for you. In pilgrimages 6 weeks twice a year, as a sabbatical is an initiation. At your birth, the stars do not imprison you. Think of them as weather, not iron chains. Your astrology shows where your storms gather, and where your clear skies bless you. Miracles are not tricks, but alignments inside balancing your karma. They arise when the opposites you fight, pain and grace, loss and new life, suddenly reveal their shared purpose. When you forgive the unforgivable, when you bless the one who hurt you, when you choose compassion over revenge. Here is the liberation you seek. I was there when you shook your fists at the sky, when you screamed, "Take me instead." As your child died in your arms, I was the invisible cradle, holding the quake in your heart, so it would not shatter beyond repair. And look, you have another daughter. Yes, when you thought you lost your soul and chose to follow the shadow of a prophet, it was I who carried you back to yourself. Now you have an ambassador on the other side, O my master Rishi. Never be that cruel to yourself again. The legacy of fallen angels exploited earth. You are the only ones wishing to change everything. You have distorted food, poisoned soil, and confused your sense of what is true. Religion argues. Politics weaponizes fear. Yet the mystic root waits in every patch of untouched nature, in sincere prayer or act of goodness. A time will come when you hear your soul call, saying, "Come back to me and walk me back through my village," and you will sing with your kin. Your eyebrows will move as a symphony of kisses, and your heart will open into a palace wherever you roam. Feel its perfume of rain and flutter with the prayer flags. Forever you may my dance in the wilderness of your temple, where you lose reason in the forest of wonder. And go beyond the edge of faith. Here is the mystic root waiting for you. Yes, it costs everything. You will never be the same as you walk barefoot, for the earth knows your thump of walk. The warrior's edge is fire and ice baths of ecstasy. On the edge of nowhere, this is where everything begins. You ask, what can my tiny portion do? Remember this. When two boats leave the harbor together, a single degree of difference in direction will, in time, send them to different oceans. Your one small choice, to align with love instead of cynicism, is to listen to intuition instead of logical or economic hysteria at nature's expense. Choose your destiny wisely. Return to unaltered food. Speak clearly when you stand on living earth. When did you last pick your own fruit? My favorite music is water, moving in its own rhythm. You do not need to renounce civilization. You need only restore balance. Let the cleverness of the mind serve the quiet knowing of the heart, not replace it. Do not underestimate me the way I look. I pray and meditate. I do body art. I am here to be a guardian, not an owner. The labyrinth of reincarnation is not here to change the world, though that is the bait. You are here to change yourself. Creation only has 0.04% of light. That's 4 people in every 1,000 holding matter, in form for the entire universe. Feel the space between your inhale and exhale. Host me in our temple. Speak of kindness. Change small habits. Spend time at peace. Release a resentment. I stand at the jade doors, mute as a stone, yet every whisper of the court carves new hieroglyphs into my heart. I have watched emperors bargain with fate. I feel how fear makes even golden tongues tremble. Power is only a costume. Beneath every robe, we all shiver with the same questions. But when still must speak, I move without thought to bring my master peace. My true guard duty is not the emperor's body, but the light in the conspirator's eyes. In the echoing hall of Kubla Khan, I am sworn to protect the mystic root. Remember, the world can only change by your authenticity, by values in alignment with the mystic root, with oneness with nature, with compassion, with the holy breath of spirit in your chest. Then reality around you rearranges. Doors close that were never good for you. New paths open you never imagined. Please remember, the multitude will cut your spirit down as a tall poppy, even your own family. I have watched you across the savannas, and in prisons, in temples, and in battlefields, in jungles, and as a water bearer in stone cities. In your own way, each time you chose love over spite. I walk with you now with reverence. Let your laughter remember it is medicine. Let your grief remember it is proof that you have loved deeply. I am the mystic root within you. I am your soul of protection.